Hello, today we will be looking at the Cambridge IGCSE music listening paper. We are looking at section A and we are diving right back into 20th century music. Now I have previously made a video on 20th century music. I've linked it in the description below, and that video will go through the whole structure of the paper, how many times you get to listen and listen to silence, all of those things. So please be sure to check it out before going into the rest of this video. Today we are just diving right into the questions as well as the extract. We'll tie it up neatly. We are looking at a section A1 today, and of course all Cambridge IGCSE music listening papers up until now, but also still valid for 2024 and 2025. We are looking at an 8-mark subsection. So let's go ahead and look at our questions. First things first, they do tell us that we will hear an extract for voices. Yay! They do have printed English lyrics for us. Very interesting. So we have 5 lines of lyrics there. We can go ahead and read it either before the extract plays, because we do have some program silence on the CD, or while the extract plays. But here we go into the questions. Question 1, which of the following best describes the melodic shape of line 1? So we need to describe in terms of ascending or descending leaps, and then ascending or descending leaps again. So we need to listen. Then question 2, describe the relationship between the upper and lower voice parts that sing the main melody in the first 4 lines. If you go into the next page, you'll find some more questions. Question 3, how does the music match the meaning of the text? So this is a very interesting interpretive style type of question. Of course, we need to get it right, but anything that you do say that makes musical and logical sense in terms of how the music will match what the English lyrics are telling us, you should be able to get your marks there, and we'll look right into it after we listen to the extract. Then the last 2 questions, when was this music written? So we are given now 4 subgenres of the main music time periods. So Baroque, Classical, Romantic, or 20th century. Of course, we know that we're dealing with a 20th century piece. We don't necessarily have to go into the subgenre of 20th century here, but yeah, the extract will make it clear that it's not Baroque, it's not Classical, it's not Romantic. And of course, when we do see English lyrics, we tend to think, could be maybe something out of the late Romantic or 20th century. And just by hearing the type of things that come up and the type of style, we'll definitely be able to just go ahead and confidently tick that this is 20th century. But then we are also asked to give a reason for our answer, and the mark allocations are in brackets. So for this last question, we only need 1 mark, so 1 reason there. So let's go ahead and listen to our extract, and then we can answer our questions.
Now listen to music A1 and answer the questions.
Okay, so we have a very short and sweet extract there, and yes, it has made it very obvious that we are dealing with 20th century music there. If it's weird and wonderful, or even if it's just weird, you know that it comes from the 20th century. Okay, so let's dive in and answer our questions. Now, of course, in a certain subsection within the IGCSE paper, you don't have to answer it from beginning to end. So I definitely am going to skip this first batch of questions. I'm going to skip question 1 and 2. We'll come back to it after we've listened to the extract again. So I'm going to start at question 4. When was this music written? Of course, 20th century. Yay. Then we're going to give a reason for our answer. So of course, we have some extended vocal techniques. There are some interesting breathing noises like yeah, so wordless sounds, just sort of vocal utterances, as well as that very minimalist layering technique. So of course, if they did ask us what the subgenre was, yeah, it would be minimalism. But they didn't ask us that, but we can definitely mention that type of minimalist layering technique here. So layers of sound on top of each other. We can speak about the very angular melody, so it doesn't, have very classical contours, so to speak. We can also mention the ostinato patterns as well as the very irregular time signature. It is definitely in 5/4 here, and any of those reasons will give you your marks here. Then we're moving back to question 3. How does the music match the meaning of the text? Now, of course, they give us text in English, and it's not very, high end. They do tell us that the words in the text read, on a flat road runs the well-trained runner, the well-trained runner. Okay, so that's all there. So there we're going to have to say how the music matches those words. So definitely the first thing that comes to my mind there is the fast tempo, almost a running tempo. That's how the music can maybe match the running in this case. There's also those breathing noises or those panting sounds, like I said before, those utterances, also referring to running there, I would say. We have that ostinato, that sort of cyclic feeling that you're going on and on and on, as well as on the word flat road. On a flat road. There's a long held note there. Afterwards, you'll also hear in the music that the phrases keep on getting shorter, the entries keep on entering in quicker, so that whole idea of running or getting faster becomes evident there from line 5. We also have an implied sense of increasing momentum, sort of a race to the finish because everything gets faster. And thereafter, with this faster type feel, we have shorter notes, staccato notes. We also have a very clear beat. Now, this is in 5/4 time, like I've said before, but the clear beat gives almost a clear footstep type pattern. You could interpret it like that. And then the very diminuendo later on shows the runner fading into the distance, which is, very dramatic, but you could interpret it that way. So, of course, here we need 3 marks, like they show us in brackets. So 3 facts here for 3 marks. So now we're going to hop right back into the listening so that we can answer questions 1 and 2. So we need to listen up. And the very first thing that we should listen to is the melodic shape of line 1. Because we need to know if it starts with an ascending or descending leap. And then what is that followed by? An ascending or descending leap. So let's listen and then we can answer our last 2 questions.
Music A1, second playing. Okay, so let's answer our final 2 questions. Now, of course, right in the beginning there, we actually don't have a leap. We have a step. So we have on a flat road that goes descending step. And then we have, again, on a flat road that ascends by a leap. So we're going to go ahead and tick there. Start with the descending step, followed by an ascending leap. And that is the very last option that we have of those 4 little blocks. Then we go to question 2. Describe the relationship between the upper and the lower voice parts, which sing the main melody, which is on those first 4 vocal lines. So, of course, they sing in a very polyphonic style, so to speak. They sing in canon or they imitate one another. We can say that. The lower voices also sing a whole octave lower. So yes, they're singing the same notes, but it is removed by an octave. And then we can also mention something very simple. Of course, we said that they already enter in an imitative style like canon, but they actually enter, 1 bar later, the entries. So 1 bar after each other. And any of those 2 will give you your marks there. So I hope that this video has helped you regarding Cambridge listening. As you can see, they can throw in anything for you. Sometimes very weird things, sometimes very structured things, but all in all, we just have to listen and apply our musical knowledge. So I hope that this video has helped you with your Cambridge preparation for 20th century music for your IGCSE music listening paper.